Hey guys, let's talk about how you can create a responsive footer using HTML and CSS3. Let's look at the project. I have 4 sections: about us, useful link, address, and contact us. In the about us have an image, logo, content, and social sharing icons. And the next section have a useful links, those are dummy links. In the address section have a font of SM icon, email address, and some data. And the last one have a contact us form. And this is the content. When you will create a website, you need to use the website header section, middle section, and so on and so forth. So let's look at that. The responsiveness inside inspect. So I'm going to use a responsive right now. As you can see, 2 columns right now, as you can see. And when you will hit 768 pixel, it will display the 2 columns right now, as you can see, guys. So let me share with you how you can get that from Sketch. I'm going to close that and open my code editor. Inside they have a basic structure of HTML and have a font.sm file, style.css. In the style.css we just have a Google Fonts. So let's write the code. So first of all, I will write container. The container, inside there I'm going to write the text website content. Outside of the container, I'll write the footer clause. So I will write the footer tag. In the footer tag, I will use same container because I will use the container to manage the content center of the page. Means we will use the margin auto. I'm going to show you in a minute to use the container. So inside the footer, I will create a more than 4 sections. So before creating section, we need to use footer content because I will use that to display the section. So inside the footer content, I will use the first section. So I will create a more than 4 section, right? So this is the first, second, and this will be third, this will be fourth. First section, right? So inside the first section, we're gonna use. Also, I have an image. In a minute, I'm going to show you. This is the logo. So we're going to use this one logo, right? So inside the first section, we're going to use the H3, use about us, and then I'm going to use image, img, images, and logo. After that, I'm going to use the content. So lorem 20, something like that. Save and open the browser, and as you can see, right, website content, about us, Sakshi Design Studio, and content, right. Also I will display the social sharing icons. So social icons, I class F, brands, FS work, this will be Twitter, and this will be Pinterest, this will be YouTube, right? So save, and let's look at that, right? So let's move on the CSS to just a minute to manage our footer. So first of all, I need to use box sizing. Border box means we need to reset the property. Padding will be 0, margin will be 0. Font family, I'm going to use Poppins and sans serif. So let's look at that project. Perfect. So I want to display my content. Which content? Like this one in the center of the page. So I will use the body, use display flex, justify content will be center, align item will be center, and I'm going to use min height will be 100 VH. So save, and let's look at that, right? Don't worry, we will manage that in a minute. Then I'm going to select my container. This container is help us to manage my content to display the center of the page. So I will use max width will be 1440 pixel, and then I'm going to use width will be 100%, a margin will be 0, and auto to display the content in the center. And also I'm going to use padding top and bottom 0, left and right to them to make a space left and right side. Right, cool. Don't worry, we will manage that. Right, so let's write the container. Inside they have h2 tag, so I'm going to change the font size will be 5M, color will be DDD, text align will be center, and I'm going to use padding bottom because I want to make a space between our footer and our content, just like that. So, and right, cool. Then we're going to use the footer, right? So select the footer tag. In the footer tag, the first thing you need to use width will be 100%, position fixed. This time I'm going to use position fixed because I want to move this one in the bottom of the page. So once you use the position fixed, then you need to use version 0. First we're going to save it, and let's look at that. Right, cool. Add the background will be FFF, and in a minute I will just a minute. What? First we're gonna save that, and let's look at that. So I will change the background. Alright, so FFF means a white color, right? And also I'm gonna add that will be box shadow, negative 5 pixel because I want to display the box shadow in the top. RGB 0.5. So, and let's look at that. Right, cool, as you can see. Then I'm going to select my footer content, and the footer content have a 4 section. This is the footer content have a first section, second, third, and fourth. So we need to select that and divide the columns. So use display flex. I'm going to use display grid, and grid template column repeat for 1 FR, and I'm going to use padding top and bottom 2 them, left and right 0. Also I will use grid gap because I want to make a space of each column 2.5 mm. Right, so and let's look at that. Right, just a minute, I need to check that. I need to select the footer content. I don't need to use the footer. Right, cool. Let's talk about the heading tag. So in the about us have a heading h3, right? So we're gonna use the class, and this will be footer heading, and I will use same thing with the next one section. And the next one I'm gonna change the text like useful link, and we're gonna use same thing in the third one, and this will be address. You will understand better than to work on the first one. Right, so in the last one I'm going to use contact us. Right, so cell, and let's look at that. Right, so this is our first, second, third, and fourth. Perfect. Okay, yeah, so we're gonna select the first footer heading, and the footer heading we're gonna use the line, right? So footer heading, in the footer heading you need to use the color. I'm gonna use black padding. I'm gonna use padding bottom to make a space to them. First we're gonna save it, and let's look at that. Perfect. and then I want to display the line on each heading tag. So I need to select this one heading, and we need to use colon after. Content will be none. Height of the line will be 3 pixels, and I'm going to use background will be hash E74C3C, and width of the line will be 25%. But this time you can't see the line because you need to add the position will be right here. Then inside there you need to use position will be absolute. So let's look at that. Right, so lines have been appeared inside there. So we need to manage that. So I'm going to use top will be 30 pixel and left will be 0 pixel. So it should be displayed perfectly. Right, don't focus on all of the content because we need to manage our image, then it will automatically decrease the line. Right, so let's work on our first section. Have an merge. So image we need to use display block. Object fit will be cover and width will be 100%, just like that. So and let's look at that. Right, cool. Then we need to select the first one section, and inside there have a paragraph tag. In the paragraph tag, in a minute, font size, just a minute, text align I'm going to use text align justify, and padding I'm going to use 0. So let's look at that. Perfect. Then we're going to select my social icons. So inside the social icons they have our icons, so we need to select that, and before selecting that I'm going to select my I tag. Then you will understand everything. 1.5 m cursor will be pointer, and background I'm going to use HDDD, means light gray, and then I will use width will be 50 pixel, height will be 50 pixel, then it should be display. Okay, so I want to display the content in the center of the background, so I will use display flex, justify content will be center, align item will be center. So let's look at that. Right, cool. But I need to use the display property flex, justify content space between. So and let's look at that. Right, cool. Let's add the border or radius 5 pixel, and only use color will be dark 1C2 at 33, dark blue color. Right, let's add the transition hover effect. So I'm going to use transition all 0.5 as SN out, and also I'm going to use the translate Y, means top and bottom, as 0. The starting time has 0. Once I hover the mouse, then the translate X will be move on the next -5 pixels. So let's look at that. Right, so our first section has been completed. Let's move on the next one section. Next one section is very simple. So inside there we just use the links, few links we need to add that. So let's do that. So use for anchor, and this will be home, about, this will be services, and this will be projects, and this will be contact us. Right, so let's check out now. Right, so in the next one section we need to just remove the bullets. Second section. In the second section we need to use the second section. First we're going to check the class name. Yeah, second section, and the second section have a list style type will be none, means remove the bullets, save, and yeah, of a second section URL tag. Perfect. And also I will use the footer like this one, because text decoration mom inside the footer. When I will use the links, I don't need to display the underline on each link, because I will use many links on later. Right, so URL listed type type none, and then I want to make a space, so I'm going to URL ally, and the ally I'm going to use margin top and bottom 1 rem left and right 0 to make a space, right? But I want to remove the first one space, so I need to select same thing and use the first child, and I'm going to use margin top will be 0, means I don't need to display the margin on my first one element, right? So yeah, so last thing, I need to change the color, so I go to top, and inside the footer I need to use color will be hash and dark blue color. I need to assign that this one color, right? Let's move on the address section, because I need to move on the third one section. In the third one section, we need to display the icons and content, right? So we're gonna use same thing like a URL ally tags. URL ally, in the ally I'm gonna use the I tag to display the icon class fa envelope, envelope, and then I'm going to use the span tag. In a minute I'm going to show you. I'm going to use span tag. In the span tag I'm going to use the text, right? So we're going to use same thing second time. In the second time I need to change my font away some icon like fa solid, fa location dot. So we're gonna add the location 1I108 Adam Street and New York, like NW, right? Last thing you need to add, that will be icon will be fa solid fa font, and we need to add the phone number like this. So, and look at that. So let's work on this one section in the style.css. In there we need to use the third one section. In the third section I need to use same thing that I used on there, but I don't need to. Okay, I will use the same thing on third section. Third section, right? So, and right, remove the bullets. Third section, URL ally margin top and bottom 1 rem left and right 0, so to make a space. And also I will use same tactics that I used on there, so remove the margin first one child, right? So next one we're gonna design the icons. So third section, URL ally I tag. In the I tag I need to use margin white 10 pixel to move that on the right side. I'm going to use background will be DDD light gray. Border radius I'm going to use 5 pixel. Font size I'm going to use will be 1.5 rem. Padding I'm going to use all side 1 rem. Save, and let's look at that, right? Okay, this is 100 pixel. Font size yeah, we need to fix that. Perfect. Right, so yeah, I think everything is clear on there. Right, so I think we need to select this one and span tag. So I will use display flags, align item center, and justify content center. I want to display this icon and our text will be center of the page, but third section, just a minute, let me check that. Okay, I don't need to use that because it is appear in the center of the page. Right, so the last thing is input fields, right? So index.html, and this is our last one, and the last one I'm gonna add that will be form. Leave the action and use this will be form control. Input type will be text, and its placeholder will be enter and ML, and then we're gonna use same div, but this time I'm gonna change the text area, and I need to remove I will decrease the size of the column and rows and use the placeholder will be enter, write a message, something like that. And finally I need to add the button tag, send, type will be button. So let's look at that. Right, so go to style.css. In the style.css we need to use .form control input, and also we need to select text area. We need to select both of the text. Outline will be none, border will be none, and I'm going to use border 1 pixel solid DDD. Padding I'm going to use will be 0.5 rem top and bottom, left and right 1 rem, margin bottom to make a space 0.5 rem, width will be 100%, and I'm going to use border radius to round the corners. Font size I'm going to use 0.9 rem. So, and let's look at that. Right, cool. Last thing, we need to design the button, so I need to select the fourth section, third section. This is our fourth section, so I need to select my fourth section div, like this one. So inside they have a button tag, so I need to use display block. Width will be 100%, outline will be none, background will be hash E74C, like this way, and border will be none, color will be white, padding top and bottom 0.6 rem, left and right 0, cursor will be pointer, and border radius will be 5 pixel, and font size I'm going to use that will be 0.9 rem. That's it for the footer. But last thing, I need to add the copyright after we complete this one section. So I need to go on my index.html page. In the index.html page you need to just a minute, I need to check that inside the footer. So I will use txt footer txt, right? So inside there I'm going to use paragraph, all rights reserved by href OnlineITtuts. After that I'm going to use and copy 2023. So, and let's look at that. So text has been appear inside there. So I want to display this one in the center of the page, right? So I need to use footer footer txt, and then we need to select, first I'm going to use background hash f4 f3 f4 f0. This is light gray, and I'm going to use padding to make a space. Top and bottom will be 1.1 rem, left and right 0. Text align will be center, and box shadow I will use same box shadow that I used on earlier, or where it is box shadow like this one. So paste on there, save, and let's look at that. Right, cool. So this is our complete footer, but it is not responsive. So we're gonna use the media query to manage it. So in the media query, you need to use media max width, whatever your size will be used on there. So I'm gonna use 768 pixel. In the 768 pixel, I'm gonna change the body height because we will display the 2 columns. So I want to display my content also. So I will use main height will be 50 VH. Then I'm gonna select my footer content. Inside they have 4 columns, so this time I'm going to use grid template columns repeat to 1FR, right? So first we're going to save that, and I'm going to show you. In 768 pixel you will get 2 columns right now, as you can see, right? But I can't see my the content right now, as you can see. So we're going to save that. I can't see my content right now, as you can see, right? So don't worry, we're gonna fix that using CSS. So let's add the grid gap for rem, and yeah, I will use padding top and bottom 3 rem, and left and right 0. Right, cool, perfect. Let's talk about the social icons. I take inside there, I will change the font size will be 1.3 rem, and I'm going to change the width will be 45 pixel, height also 45. So let's look at that. Right, cool. Right, perfect. And I want to display my content like this one, so I need to select the footer. In the footer div, I need to use position, the default is absolute, and also I need to use top will be 50% to display the contents in the center of the page right now, as you can see. So the default is the position fixed, so we need to change the position fixed to absolute. So but I will use 45 is best, I think. 55, yeah, it's perfect, but I will change that will be 30, 80. Okay, perfect, cool. Alright, but I will decrease the grid gap 3 rem to 2.5 is best. Grid gap means row and column wise, right? Okay, I will use the 3 right, so this is the but I need to fix this one issue, so I will use 2 rem to display the content. Yeah, so foreign, and what is the next thing? We need to select third section, have icons. So in the third section have icons like this one, so I'm gonna get that and paste on there, and we need to use margin right 5 pixel. Font size I will use same. Padding I will decrease that 0.7 is best, right? So but have a space. Okay, right, just a minute guys, I need to fix this one. So I go to top, so this is my first section and third section. So inside there I'm going to use display flex, right? So and then I'm going to select the third section. In the third section I will use the span tag flex, and align item will be center, and justify corner will be center. I think it should be display center of the page, right? Cool, as you can see. So it is my mistake for using that. Right, everything is clear on there guys. I hope you understood as well all about that. So this is our 768 pixel, but I need to use another media query to what? But before using that I need to use container h2 tag. Font size I'll use 4M, and I'm going to use padding bottom 5M. This is my content, website content like this one, right? So in the small screen size I will use max 568 pixel. In the small screen size I will use the same thing, but I just need to use repeat 1, and I will manage it in a minute. Just check that. And container whatever the font size 3 and 4. So and when you will hit that, right? So this is our border, but everything is clear. So let's add the grid gap is 3 so and 3.5 4.5 yeah, it's perfect. 5 no, I will use the grid cap 3 and also I'm going to add the padding will be 2.5 and left and right I'm going to use 0 and 3.5 4.5 yeah, but I will use 3.5 and 3.5 and this one 4 yeah, it's perfect, right? So this is our border, box shadow border. If you want to remove that you can do this, so I'm gonna leave it so it is completely responsive right now. As you can see guys, this is my website content and have our 2 sections